Limbaugh, thank you for your decades of tireless devotion to our country.
One of the many surprises of the night, conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh, just one day after announcing his advanced lung cancer diagnosis, being awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom right there on the spot. Just one of many special guests the president and first lady honored tonight. For reaction, let's bring in Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall and the former deputy assistant to President George W. Bush, Brad Blakeman. Welcome. Great to have you both.
Hi, Shannon.
Okay, so we have a little reaction from the former vice president, who is busy on the campaign trail after reportedly not doing so well in Iowa last night. He says this about this decision. He says he even awarded our nation's highest civilian honor, not to the real American hero in the gallery, one of the last surviving Tuskegee airmen, but a conservative media personality who has done as much as Trump himself to divide our nation. Brad, your reaction.
You know, I think Democrats missed the point in honoring somebody who is deserving. This is a guy who's been the Paul Revere for the conservative movement. Long before there was a President Trump, Rush Limbaugh was out there appealing and talking common sense conservative values to a vast audience. He's made a valuable contribution to the fabric of America, and he should be respected, not liked, but respected by Democrats and others. Our country has a big tent, and they should hear from a lot of different voices, and Rush Limbaugh should receive it during his lifetime. It would be a missed opportunity to give it to him after he had passed.
Well, and Leslie, I mean, there have been a lot of people who have been awarded this medal who are not apolitical. I mean, they've taken positions on a number of controversial issues over the years. Do you want to weigh on that before we get to Venezuela?
Yes, definitely. I've been a talk show host for over 30 years. I still have a talk show, thank you, God. And Rush Limbaugh did pave the way. He is a pioneer, not just for conservative talk, but for syndicated talk radio. And I do think he has a right to his opinion, but I don't agree with what he said. And there are a lot of people who've been angry about things he has said. And I don't want to, kick somebody when they're down. I mean, he has the C word. You don't speak ill of the dead or ill of the sick. But there are people out there who've been unhappy with slams that he's taken at people who have been suffering, whether it's Michael J. Fox for Parkinson's, Ruth Bader Ginsburg for cancer, Chelsea Clinton as a child being compared to a dog. And a lot of people feel that he has, over the years, although had a conservative agenda, has also had some hateful rhetoric that they don't feel brings him to the level to be deserving of that medal.
He's been very provocative, and that has made him very successful, no doubt about that. Okay, so let's talk about Juan Guaido. He was there tonight as a guest, I believe, of Florida Senator Republican Rick Scott. He is recognized by many, many nations around the country now as the rightful leader of Venezuela, and yet there is a continuing struggle there with Maduro. He was one of the first moments that we saw there was sustained bipartisan applause. When he stood up, here's what the president said.
Please take this message back that all Americans are united with the Venezuelan people in their righteous struggle for freedom. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Socialism destroys nations, but always remember, freedom unifies the soul.
And Brad, it was nice to see that moment of bipartisanship. There wasn't hesitation, it seemed like, from either side of the aisle.
Absolutely, and this is within our own hemisphere. And the president had two things to say. One is that we're going to stand with leaders who stand for democracy and freedom. The second is, look at the horrible aftermath of socialism, not only in Venezuela, but in Cuba, in our own hemisphere. 90 miles off our shore is Cuba. So it was a great moment, and I wish Democrats will take the moment that was given to them by the president and work together to give more support to this great leader. And if he does take control of his country, as he should, he is the president, we'll have a great ally and friend in Venezuela.
And quickly to you, Leslie, I mean, it does seem like one of the things that they could run with together, both sides of the aisle.
No question there's a bipartisan moment, the A part of that. The B part of it is when you talk about socialism, that was part of the semi-campaign speech that I saw the president giving tonight. Perhaps a direct slam to Bernie Sanders and his supporters. He's done supposedly right now quite well, coming in first or second in Iowa as far as we know. And definitely the democratic socialist principles that Bernie Sanders and some on the left in the Democratic Party are putting out there is not what Venezuela is and is all about.
All right, Leslie and Brad, Great to see you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
Shannon.